the sun, but it's called closer to the sun, which is kind of how this market feels. No, like it took off, got too close to the sun, its wings burnt off. How are you guys doing? Hello, everybody. Oh, my skin got closer to the sun. That's funny. That's actually a really good call. The old bear mask. I had to bring it out. I had to bring it out. Nice try adding cryptos the other day. Hey, I gave it a shot. When I saw Ethereum breaking out. Oh, killed it. Sorry, broke something. Yeah, no, when Ethereum had that breakout, I thought that was it. I thought that was going to be where my distribution top was completely obliterated. It was going to full send. Everything was great. Not what happened, though. What's Ethereum doing? 33.90? I know that BTC is like disgusting. Man, I can't. We're gonna have to go back to the old faithful here. Sorry, chat. Hang on. I had this working a second ago, and I didn't want to work anymore. Go. You know what? In that case, let's start with Vibe Song, huh? You guys won't mind if I throw on a little. Changing to something a little more comfortable. There we go. You're supposed to be one of the ones to stop FOMO, not join them. Hey. That was a multi-week rounded top breaking out while FBTC broke out. That was a big market move. That was a big market move. That wasn't some little thing. So not a lot of answers on the poll. How we feeling? Bullish, bearish, neutral. Most people neutral. 50-50 split between bear bull. Interesting. Voice is too low. Try turning me up. Music's so loud. I turned the music down. Is that better? Is that better? Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. Music better? Okay. All right. We'll leave it on that. Sorry, guys. Okay. Before we get into it, I received from TradingView, my homies over at TradingView, Parrot deck. This thing is awesome. I need to figure out like the proper way to fortune tell, but I've got to show you some of these. Tarot, yeah, sorry. Tarot. Papa Elon. I mean, really good quality. All kinds of stuff. Trying to get where you guys can actually see. There we go. All-time highs. Showed a little nudity, Twitch. Suck it. The YOLO. Look, the seal. Is there a YCOP accumulation card? We'll find out. I haven't actually gone through all these. I just picked these up. The SEC. Oh, these were great. The crash. Minus 150. Like, look at some of the craftsmanship put into this. This is crazy. Musk was the first one. It was like Papa Elon. Diamond hands, come on. that awesome? Wrecked, the short, paper hands, to the moon, gains, the chart, the exit. I mean, these are awesome. And then there's just a bunch of like 1 through 10s, just random stuff. Anyway, cool stuff. Shout out to TradingView. Guys, check out TradingView if you don't already have an account. You're missing out. Definitely should have one. You gotta see Wrecked. Wrecked is funny. Like lightning hitting a castle or something. Pretty funny. Okay. So this will be back here. Unless you guys need a fortune telling. At some point I'll read you your fortunes. All right, other cool thing I got. Show and tell time. You guys know I like to show this. I've got about 15 of these. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Where do you buy those? TV hooked me up. They support me in different ways. So they, when they were giving these out, they had like 100 of them. They tagged me and they said, "Come get some, big boy." So I did. Anyway, cool stuff. Fortune magazine. All about NFTs, crypto versus Wall Street. I think that'll be in the future. I think people will want that. It's pretty cool. Anyway, guys, you ready to get into it? You ready? Do it. Okay. So a little bit of sad news. Bad news, sad. Oh, there, it came back. All my stuff had been deleted, and I thought I was just gonna not get it again. Hey, we got it. Good, never mind. Hey. Let's go back in time just a little bit. No, before we get into it, where'd you get those cards? TradingView. TradingView hooked me up. Like their Twitter account hooked me up. I hope that makes sense. Okay, going back in time just a little bit. We've been watching Wyckoff distribution on high time frames, right? High time frames going from 42,000 up to 64,000. This was the distribution. We've been watching that. We had confirmation of distribution. I think it's loud in mine. Confirmation of distribution upon this massive reaction. The key to this whole confirmation was this reaction right here. Big sweaty sell-off. Remember we talked about how confirmation of distribution is a lot like confirmation during accumulation. So for example, if we go back to when we had a real clear, crystal clear Wyckoff accumulation with the sign of strength and everything, the whole deal, this breakout right here confirmed that this was confirmation. So you see this big breakout, big candle. Okay, it's the same idea. It's the same concept. You will get these massive reaction breakouts one way or the other whenever there's a confirmation of sorts. Okay, so even though the distribution that we're keeping our eye on is down here on the 15-minute scale, what we will be expecting and looking for is a big move. Big move. Talking from like 47 to 42. That's a good level. It's like a reasonable level in a very quick manner. If this was true distribution, and as I suspect it is. My labels got washed away. I don't know if I have it on another one though. Here's, I do not. I don't know what happened to the labels, but it's essentially the same as the higher time frame one. We zoom out, you can see you have this push to the highs, an up thrust after distribution, a rally, a break below this trend line, a rising wedge back up, and then a full sent below that. We go back to the lower time frames. We have the UTAD breakdown below the trade range. There's this you can look at it. I like this one actually best. The break below the trade range, break back up, and then from here, you know, we've been watching this rising wedge for a while, and then it finally started breaking down. And we are at the rising wedge's first target, actually. So the big question is, okay, now what? Okay, now what? We're at 46,800. Are we just going to thermo nuke to the downside? Was this enough pain? Which is it? So here's where the rubber meets the road. I know if you guys saw Bitcoin Schmitcoin was on Twitter, and he was talking about reaccumulation. And he was talking about how, in his opinion, he is suspecting that we're in reaccumulation. Okay? So how can we tell the difference between distribution and reaccumulation? It's actually pretty simple. I'll break it down for you right here. Let's get rid of some of the noise. Okay, let's get rid of some of the noise. We'll put all this back. I know exactly why all that stuff is there. If price forms a trade range of sorts, and after multiple attempts to break down, instead rallies back above, done. That's how we know. So, just like I said before, is this true distribution, or is it really some masked reaccumulation? That is the big question right now. So we're at a very critical point. Are we going to just thermo nuke down, proving distribution, confirming distribution, where the play would then be to not be in any alts, and have zero faith in the market for the foreseeable future? That is the takeaway from distribution. Or is this going to rally again? Break. Remember, I had this kind of downtrend guy right here. Is it going to break above that yet again and start a new trend to the upside? Should that happen, I'm not going to fade it. This would be a third time, right? So here's your first time, here's your second time. And if you're selling into it, or if we have some kind of pump up back into the range, that is, in my opinion, more than likely going to turn into true reaccumulation. So I'm not banking on that, but that's just the reality of it. So Jack, why aren't you banking on that? You showed up with a bear mask on? Why are you being a douchebag, huh? Why do you need bearish things? Why are you being bearish? I'll tell you why I'm being bearish. It has nothing to do with missing moves or wanting profits or wishing hard money. It has nothing to do with that. And it has everything to do with what it takes to make a very strong market for a run, for a very, very nice run. So for example, let me make a point here. If you're building a house, should you make sure that your base is properly built before you build, say, the other layers? You have the slab, and then you build your wooden frame, and then you have your roof on top of it, and you have a lot of confidence because the slab and the dirt work and everything is perfect, that your house won't fall one way or the other, right? The wind isn't going to knock it over. The first storm isn't going to knock it over. Okay, well, it's very similar in markets. So whenever you have a nice base being built, this is not bad. I like that. But then every level above this has been up only. And we've been talking about how this entire impulse from 28 to 51, or wherever it topped out, that you could have had up to a 5 or 6x long and never been even margin called. Forget liquidated. You wouldn't have even been within 30% of losing your capital, because there have not been sizable enough retracements. The biggest retracement we've seen has been 12% from the high to the low, 12%. So in my mind, that tells me not that the entire trend is dead, not that we're going to go to 15,000 or whatever, but just this impulse, there's too many people in profit. And if you know anything about markets, they do not like the same people on the same trade. What have we heard for the last 45 days? Up only, buy the dip, up only. And everyone who's done that has been very much rewarded. You have a lot of new occupants. You got a lot of TikTok traders and Robinhood traders and memers and stuff like that. And they're in big profit right now. They don't know what it's like to have a big pullback. They don't even know what it's like to have a pullback and then a new high beyond that. So we've had nothing but up only. So for that reason, I'm leaning more toward this is like a big tree falling over. But I say all that to say, again, I need to reiterate, should we break this downtrend, this right here, that would start looking an awful lot like reaccumulation. So just my point, Everyone waiting 44K, they know they're gonna pump it right there. Yeah, well, maybe. That's why I'm wondering what's gonna happen right here. Literally right where it's at. Okay, so why do I have this yellow line right here? What am I looking at? Get rid of some stuff just to make it clean. Probably good. Let's just leave that. This yellow line is the daily 20 moving average, exponential moving average. So let me delete it so you can see it. And let me get rid of the last price. Okay. So price is right here on the daily 20. So after our blast off from 28K, our first touch of the daily 20, which was my entry, my original entry that I missed. But this is what I talked about this for several streams, not buying up only, but instead buying our first touch of the daily 20, and I slept through it like an idiot. And then this was back at 37,000. Okay, so from this touch, we had another touch, and then another, and then another. The days between touches, this was, you know, a couple weeks, and then about a week, and then a few days, and then here we've gone about 2 days between touches. So the strength between each impulse is dying. There's not as many hungry buyers at say 47,000 as there were at 37,000, at least not in this quick amount of time. Again, this goes back to what a healthy market would look like with support being built along the way, etc. So from our first touch, we did 17% like touch to touch, let's say, then 5%, and then 1%. And then here we're actually, for the first time, starting to drop below. Will we close our first day below the 20-day moving average? I have no idea. I have no idea. How do you make a channel? So it's up here where the trend line one is, like up, second one down, and then it's parallel channel. It's like 3/4 of the way down. Okay. The other thing is you can see if I have the trend line tool going from highs to highs, you see these highs start missing. And anytime you draw lines like this, your brain should click and go, oh, that's actually a curve. I see. So the market is trying to tell you, hey, look, this is the direction of the market. So you can extrapolate. Okay, well, if I know data points 1, 2, 3, and 4, I can extrapolate along the trend line kind of toward this. So now you have like a ceiling, right? So you understand, okay, even if it pumps up, I know to be cautious right here. Maybe I'm more bullish and I expect some kind of break to the upside, but at least I know if I'm scalping, I need a profit taker on there, etc., something like that. FYI. FYI. Okay, so the big deal right now to me is the 20-day moving average and how we've had these touches, and now we're starting to just sit on it. So anytime you find a support and you spend a lot of time on it and sit on it, typically what happens is you break down and you find where are buyers more hungry. So that's where traders will typically say, and again, this could all be debate, right? I don't have a crystal ball. We can wake up and it's like, you know, $50 million in the morning. Okay, and that literally, you know, we get another scam, like an entire leg of scam pumps, something like that. I have no idea what'll happen, but the odds are the more time you spend on a certain level, eventually it gives way. Okay, this is just like any market concept, not just Bitcoin, just any. Okay, so with that in mind, a good trader would say, okay, it's not like I'm hoping for that, but if it does happen, where are my levels of interest? Okay, well, let's take a look. By the way, bear with me real quick. All this off. I should have deleted all this as soon as I did it, and I did not. There we go, much cleaner. Okay, so levels of interest. The 3-day is a nice one. This is right about 43.6. And hang with me. We're gonna mesh several concepts together to come up with what could be a really nice, clean level of buying. Okay, so that's the 3-day. Here's the weekly. Below that, about 42.5. All right, and then we do have a monthly. I don't necessarily spend a whole lot of time on the monthly. By the way, we just had a brand new monthly open. Doesn't look half bad right now. The weekly is what looks like concerning with this doji, with this hangman, or whatever you want to call it. By the way, what should you be doing right here? Should you be selling and shorting? No. No. Bear with me. Not yet. Typically, anytime the shorts are loading up, they get you baited. Almost every time. At least through this entire range. Maybe it's different because we're starting to break down at these lows. Sometimes you get weird, squirrely things happen. But just FYI, this is not like where you run out and slam the margin short, because the market's starting to do that. All right, just had to put that in there. Just put that in there. All right, so a couple quick things to make a note of. The 4-hour 20 EMA, which tends to be our trend setter. Every time there's a big impulse one way or another, there tends to be lots of little touches of the 4-hour along the way, right? Whether it's up or down. And then you have the big thermo nuke to the upside. So look what we've had recently. This is what scared me out of several positions, was the fact that not only did we have some fake outs, not only did we have multiple fake outs, 1, 2, but every fake out led to a close below the 4-hour 20. Okay, so something was shoving this thing way down, and the most recent touch, we didn't even get a single 4-hour close above it. So this is not, again, acknowledging that there could be fake out and then just like full moon pumps and the whole deal. Putting that aside, the market as it stands is not looking very good. Like, it doesn't look healthy, doesn't look great. Okay, like you could even argue that this was a little fake out meme pump, and look, we're right back to where we started, you know, from this to the upside. So if that's the case, then where should you look? Okay, so let's back up. Macro. We're gonna go to the daily and turn off the fib stuff. Okay, macro time frame. This was a very important level. You can see a lot of price action right in there. Somehow these got moved, sorry. Okay, these were important levels. This was the distribution trade range marker. You see during this impulse to the upside, we almost ricocheted off the top and then continued through. So this level is very important to me. What else is at this level right here? The current 20-week moving average. So special highlight for this, I really like this level. If we continue to break down, this is a level I really have my eye on. It's 42,500 roughly, 42.5. I really, really like that level. Another point to make, how many people were begging me to FOMO 51K because I wouldn't buy in during hype? These are the moments where you got to remind yourself, oh yeah, this is why we don't FOMO, because of stuff like this. Now, I did take a stab at a trade with really tight stops, and it got blown up, and it actually saved me a lot of money. I mean, if that was still open right now, I'd be a dead man. But everything's fine. Like, it was a 2 to 3% loss, so not the end of the world. But these levels down here are very, very, very interesting to me. Now, what else is interesting about that level is, let's look at Josh's Carpe Noctum's Ichimoku settings. So this shows us that if you don't want to see an edge-to-edge, a potential edge-to-edge setup, we don't need to see any more days close below the level where today closed. Today closed 46.9, you know, just under 47. We do not need, the bulls do not want to show any more price closes, any more daily closes down here. Amateur, 2 to 3%. But here's what's interesting about the Ichimoku cloud system right now. Number one, we're starting to break below the low time frame moving average. And what tends to happen is what's called a C clamp, which is like where this, the lower moving average, the slower moving average, I'm sorry, acts like a magnet. So it's pulling price in. Please come to me. So this level is about 40,000, right at 40,000. So we have a weekly 20 at 42 and change. We have the slow moving average at 40, and the other side of the cloud is all the way down at 35. So that would be pretty painful. Now, as time goes on, if this did pull some kind of edge to edge trade, then you can see price is drifting up. So your edge would be less and less and less. So perhaps by the time it actually hits its target, you know, it's all the way over here or something. So who knows? But the 12-hour slow moving average, which is also a pretty decent little thing to look at. Like historically, it does act as support on any kind of plunge. A lot of times, not every time, but a lot of times. There is precedence for it. I really like T-Pin. That being said, this level is 44,000. So we've got from 44 to 40 with where a lot of support should be. Who knows? Place your bets. 42,000 is the top of the cloud on the 12-hour. Again, we do have precedence for price bouncing off the cloud itself. So take your pick. So cloud is looking like it's going to flip green on the daily. So the question is, what does that mean? That means we now have bullish support. So let's go back to the start of the bull run, back at like where it plummeted to 3K, 4K, whatever it was, bounced back to 9 or 10, found support, and then full sent it. See this cloud? This is like there are buyers for days, for centuries down here. This should give you a lot of confidence that we're not going to break. If we do break into it, you're not going to break through it. Something like that. So bonus points for if you get the slow and fast moving averages to cross above a green cloud. As Josh likes to put it, this is where you take that margin long you tell your grandkids about. I really like that. I think that's funny. So that is kind of what's being built here. So what I suspect is happening is all this price action, all this stuff we've seen might be just the foreplay before a really bullish quarter four or some kind of impulse move in quarter four. See, because this is all this action has really just flipped a red cloud into potentially a green. Now, for that to happen, price does need to maintain this level and not even pull back. So a pullback would harm this. It would actually like open the cloud back up. So you will want price to maintain at or above the upper limits of the red cloud here. About as low as it can get. About as low as it can get. Another bullish scenario, like I was kind of alluding to just then, is just sideways. Just sideways. Sideways is super bullish. It's showing that there's a sustainable amount of buyers at this level. Even though on these lower time frames, support is giving way, or at least appears to be. Interesting. Return to crab. Exiting is always tricky. Jack's Wyckoff recognition was actually when I decided to exit. So we have, this was our second. This is the first time I've ever seen at least the setup of 2 Wyckoff distributions in the same cycle. Never seen that in my life, ever. And this was the key. So a big break to the upside and then a break to the downside back into the trade range was the setup. Like this was the sign. Kind of the levels I'm looking at right here. This is so fascinating. I love these markets. Like, what is it going to do? Just full moon? Finally give and nuke? What's it going to do? I don't know. I have no idea. So in theory, we're about to see a dumping. If this was true distribution, that's exactly what would happen. You would have a big reaction to the downside, like a sizable 15, 20, 30% move to the downside. But that's why I'm like so curious. What is going to happen? What's going to happen? Is it just going to meme to the upside and then really give you a lot of confidence for some new longs? I mean, I couldn't tell you why Ethereum is suddenly being just so horny bullish right now, while Bitcoin is looking like garbage. And that would give a lot of confidence to the theory that, oh, everything's fine. You just need to just buy the dip, idiot. F you bears. We're gonna find out. What was, Lucas, what is Dave the Wave's recent take? I haven't seen anything recently. What have Whale Wallet's been doing? Pull them up. Has Dave said anything new? He's consistently bearish? Yeah, okay. Hey, Dave is OG. Anybody who just wants to blow off Dave, be my guest. But he's been here longer than me by like a full cycle. So I will always respect any of the OGs. Whenever they urge caution, I take them serious. Gilbert, what's up? Okay. Here we go. What we're looking at, guys, if you're new to the stream, this is the number of wallets with 10,000 Bitcoin or more. Now, the whole theory is if things are going to get bullish, or if they're turning bullish or switching bullish, you should see a trend of large wallets who want to, number one, who want to ride and be a part of that uptrend, but also who are the cause of that uptrend. So if the recent price action was due to long-term holders adding to their positions, we would likely see wallets of size come online, because this is what history would tell us. Now, there are scenarios where, you know, this time is different, blah, blah, blah. But that's like saying, hey, do we live in a simulation right now? Like, I can't reach out and physically like prove or disprove that. So it's fun to talk about ways the whales could screw us secretly, but it really doesn't help us. So we have to use the data that is in front of us. All right, so whale wallets of 10,000 Bitcoin or more are effectively flat. Since taking large amounts of profit, they dropped by 20 to 25% as Bitcoin crossed the $50,000 to $60,000 threshold. They have not bought back. They have not bought back. 1K wallets. Also, these peaked when Bitcoin was about 46,000. And again, they also have not bought back. None. 100 Bitcoin wallets. Same deal. We have a trend to the downside. It's not a significant amount, I wouldn't say. The wallets really haven't changed, but there's no reversal. There's no reversal of the trend or new wallets or anything like that. 10 Bitcoin wallets, same deal. There's a little bit to the upside, but nothing even remotely like the downtrend we saw. 1 Bitcoin wallets. Now we're getting into kind of the retail space. We're going to go over 1.1 and 0.01. 1 Bitcoin wallets actually took a little profit here. Look at retail. I'm proud of you, retail. Retail rode from 30K to 50. What is this? 47. Took a little profit. Good for you. 0.1, same. They bought the hell out of the dip. 0.01. Still buying the dip. So the 0.01 crowd, this is 400 bucks. The guys with individual wallet addresses with 400 bucks in them are buying the dip. Funny. So people were asking about Ethereum. I think it is worth talking about Ethereum, because Ethereum is like hella bullish. This rounded top. Let's start with this. So I am not an Ethereum maxi. I do not think that Ethereum's going to outperform Bitcoin. I don't think that it's like our savior, blah, 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 all the memes. I don't subscribe to any of that. Okay. Need to have this because we need to know if it breaks back below this trend line. Like that. Okay. Just for the sake of looking clean. So this rounded top, and I call it a rounded top because this is a reversal pattern. If you go back and look at macro reversals, what they look like, this is an option. This is one. It's like the, you know, the top part of a hamburger or something. So what happens is price ping pongs around and eventually gives way, and it's a complete like 100% reversal. Sucks. But this was something we were looking for. So when the market broke up, when it did this, and then 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 this, this is very bullish. This is a very bullish thing. But that doesn't jive with what's going on with Bitcoin. So anytime you have one coin going up while Bitcoin is flat or down, what you'll actually get is the Bitcoin pair. So this is how you view whatever that alt is compared to Bitcoin itself. It'll show it as a breakout. So not only did Ethereum have a multi-week top break upwards. Okay, not only that, but a multi-month. So this goes back all the way to May. This consolidation pattern, breakout, consolidation, breakout. This is May, June, July, August, into September. The 1st of September, we're finally getting a breakout. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. And I'm not an ETH maxi. Okay? But there's no way you can look at this and say that this is not important or not significant. It is. So we have Bitcoin breaking down, arguably breaking down. All right, it hasn't really broken down. 46.8 is kind of revisiting lows. Hasn't really broken down yet, but Ethereum is showing so much strength that the pair right here is breaking to the upside. So where is it headed? Well, if all you took was this and the measured move of this little consolidation meme, I'm going to call it a meme because look at this. If we showed on like the hourly, this was not a picture perfect pull flag pull. This was actually several breakdowns. So level formed breakdown, level formed breakdown, breakdown, level formed breakdown, full send. So I don't know what that's about. I can't tell you, but it's strong as hell. So if we measured this impulse to here from the breakout, which is how you would like typically, if this was a very clean, clear flat, like pull, flag, pull, you would measure from here to here and then from there to there, right? That's how you find your TA measure, the measured move, the kids say. So the measured move would be 0.08 Bitcoin on the Bitcoin pair. Sorry, 0.08. Your price target is actually up here. Now, if that's a little too rich for your blood, what you can actually do as well is the 1.618 extension. Oh, which is actually lines up with that. Okay, never mind. I thought it would be lesser. I thought it'd be like in the halfway. I was just kind of speculating. So the impulse move from low to high and the 1.618 extension of that is literally the same as our measured move. So that gives us a high degree of confidence. So 0.083 is roughly the measured move target. Very interesting. So we're going to put that on here. We're going to see if that hits, you know, in later streams. Oop. Measured move target. Okay. Well, I want to add full and 1.618. Okay. Now here's what's interesting, guys. We're staring in the face. Bitcoin breaking down, maybe, right? Again, this could just completely go, yeah, yeet, and send it to the upside. I fully admit, could do that. But if it does break down, you know what could make Ethereum Bitcoin continue to go just up only like this? Is if, so Ethereum Bitcoin, right? This is the formula. You see the formula right there? It's Ethereum divided by Bitcoin. So the price of Ethereum divided by the price of Bitcoin. So the thing that can keep number go up is if Ethereum drops, the dollar pair of Ethereum drops, but Bitcoin just drops harder. So in that scenario, you would actually be better being in cash than playing this play, which is crazy. Pretty wild. The recent movement is fueled by NFTs, in my humble opinion. Maybe, Big. Hey, you might be right. I don't disagree. I think that's a big part of it. All right, any questions so far, guys? Any questions? Any questions? We've covered Bitcoin, we've covered Ethereum, targets, Windjack NFT. Oh, God. Wallet check the ETH bulls. Okay, we can check the Ethereum bulls. Yeah. So somebody first said, okay, well, what would the targets be on this if it pulled back? Very simply, all I would recommend you do is go to Ethereum USD, go from the high to the impulse lows. And I'm calling this the lows because of all these tests, right? There's multiple. So this is a good level right here. Whoops. The 618 is a great level, which is about 3350-ish. 33 and 2260. So all these are great by the dip levels, if you get them. When do you think the current bull run will come to an end? Man, I don't know. I'm telling you, it all comes down to Bitcoin. 100%. It's in Bitcoin's court. If Bitcoin rotates, like if it moons to the upside, that's what I mean by rotates. If this is just some big fake out and we move back to the range highs and then full send, then we're talking about the next macro leg of the bull run. Like 2x's on everything you can buy. Okay? That's when we pop this guy. Where this is for, we're gonna break glass when bullish. Like we're gonna open the wine bottle up when things are like confirmed bull. So if this can break to the upside and give us a really, really good sign that things are actually bullish and it was just a fake out, ha, everything's fine, then that would give you any buyer a high degree of confidence to diamond hand whatever leading into December. But otherwise, this breaking down will pull everything with it. Everything. All alts, everything. So it's just something to think about. You did some TA on Atom last time. How do you see the move from today? I haven't looked at it at all, dude. I haven't looked at alts since last stream. I've not looked at alts. So people wanted to look at the Ethereum wallets. Let's do that really quick. This is super quick. Won't take long at all. Loading head. Ethereum wallets. Let's start with 32 wallets with 32 Ethereum or more. No significant change, really. From 106,000 to 108. So whatever that is. 1%. Wallets with 10,000 Ethereum, they're actually offloading. Interesting. So from over 1,200 down to the 1170s. I mean, that's not significant either, I guess. 10%. I mean, 1%. Let's see. Wallets with 1,000 Ethereum or more. Dropping as well. 100 Ethereum or more, dropping as well. 10 Ethereum, up only, baby. From 260,000 to 280,000, roughly. It's annoying that it doesn't show that last little bit. One Ethereum wallets. Retail. Retail loves this. Oh my god. 1.2 million to 1.3 and chain. Yeah, they are buying the dip. We're going to the moon. Let's go. Oh man, every one of these guys called their McDonald's manager and quit. Just right over the phone. All the retail wallets are just mooning. Every one of them are mooning. 0.01, 0.1, and 1. Oh man, these are like Doge pumps. Crazy. Okay. Oh, something else I need to point out to you guys is Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance has a all-time low . Okay, sorry. Rephrase that. Here we go. Bitcoin dominance has 3 key levels where price has reversed historically, no matter where it was in the cycle, right? This cycle, last cycle, whatever. There's 3 levels, like very, very close to where we are right now, where price is historically rubber banded. What typically happens when you get a rubber band like that is Bitcoin outperforms everything. Sometimes, if you get something like this, that actually happens in bear markets. Sometimes, right? Not every time, but sometimes. So what happens is the speculators flee from the things they deem too risky, and they flee either back to cash or to Bitcoin. So they sell their alt for their Bitcoin. So the dominance of Bitcoin goes up as a percentage of total market cap, and the total too will drop as well. So the alt market coin. Jack, what do you think about RSI triangles? We had a nasty breakdown with the retest. Bro, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what an RSI triangle is. You talking about like, was there some kind of, like RSI does that, right? Were you saying there was some kind of triangle like this? Like a wedge or something and it broke down from it? If that's what you're talking about, yeah, it makes sense. Because that is what would occur after distribution. Like that's what we would imagine we would see. It's talking about on the daily. Okay, we'll pull that up in 1 sec just so everyone can see. I do want to finish this point really quick. So what I'm saying is, if you're looking for alt positions, sometimes it's really good to wait for a Bitcoin move to kind of chill out and then enter a lot of alt positions when you're, say, 100% from the lows, from the Bitcoin dominance lows, right? Because you know that there's room for the alts to run and the dominance to bleed out, blah, blah, blah. But down here, be very careful at any alt positions you're looking at. I understand DeFi is exciting and NFTs and crypto kitties and whatever the cool kids are doing these days. I don't know, whatever, all the things. But just be very careful and acknowledge, be realistic to yourself that if we're using history, prior data to give us an edge, then we need to know that we are only 6 to 7% away from very strong historic support. This cycle even, price bounced at this very first support level, which is only 6% away. Okay, and imagine a bounce, what that would look like. How does that look like to you? If I zoomed way out, if I had an altcoin that had a bounce like this, what would you look? You'd call that a W bottom, a W bottom, or double bottom, whatever. That would be a very, very bullish thing. So you can't say like, oh, that'll never happen. It might happen. Now you might get lucky and position yourself for it to not happen, and then it doesn't happen, maybe. But don't act like it can't happen, right? That's all I'm saying. Just kind of be careful with your alt margin exposure, alt long margin exposure, stuff like this. What a lot of people will do too is once we find some kind of support, you can see typically there's a few days of just like sideways before there's continuation, anywhere down in these lows. So if you see price kind of drifting sideways for a few days, then what a lot of traders will do is short whatever their alts are, their alt Bitcoin pair. They'll go ahead and short it. So imagine Ethereum Bitcoin being prime example. Imagine it actually comes up and it hits our 0.08 level target with just like an up only impulse. Well, look back in the history of Ethereum. Look how impulses are treated. They almost always come back. There's almost always some kind of pullback across the board, no matter what it is. Hi, professional streamer. Showing you stuff where you can't see it. Job, Jack. Impulse pullback, impulse pullback, impulse pullback, impulse pullback, impulse pullback, right? So don't think that, oh, well, there's an impulse right now, it will never pull back. That is silly. That is very silly. So if we get a big, the bigger the impulse, the better. That mixed with Bitcoin dominance hitting some support level would give you good confidence to enter some kind of short on the alt Bitcoin pair. We're mooning on the 1 minute candle. Are we? We're going to the moon, guys. Ooh, maybe this is the break. The debate. Could this be it, chat? Is this it? Is this the break? Is this where you regret not buying? Hold on, we're just gonna watch it. Just gonna watch it. We have shorts opening. On the 1 second. Going to the moon. 100K candle. Guys, I can't. Live, you're seeing a 1% move on Bitcoin. I don't know if I believe what I'm seeing. This is crazy. 1%. By the way, the 4 hour, which is what I'm really interested in, is up here at 47.7. So people can play around all they want. By the way, the other thing is, anytime the bears are trying to paint the tape to make things look probably worse than they really are, then what they'll do is allow, right when a new daily opens, it's like they take their hand off the gas, hand off the wheel, they'll let whatever happens happens right as a new daily starts, right? Big impulse, maybe we get up to 48,000, whatever. Okay, and then as we move closer and closer to the next daily close, so we're like 23 hours away from it right now, or whatever it is, they'll start fighting back, and you'll start seeing more and more and more this candle retrace, just like you saw today. So if I go back on the hourly, so the 31st started, so this was yesterday. So the start of yesterday's candle was this impulse and all this, right? So price went 46.8 all the way up to 48.2. I mean, yeah, 48.2. A lot of that debated a lot of people. A lot of people thought that was very bullish. And then as the day went on, big sell-off and walked it down all the way into the daily close. So just be very careful with whatever happens now. Don't make the mistake of thinking whatever happens now will 100% last all the way till tomorrow's close, because they'll get you. They'll debate you all day. They'll do their best. 47.1, here we go. The 1 hour 20 has been really telling too. So if we can get above that, maybe it's full send time. No, there's really no trend or anything. Okay, any questions right now? Live for an hour? We'll know tomorrow since most moves are midweek. Hello, YouTube. I was here. Hi. Hi, Doge. All right, y'all jam out for a second. I'm going to put this on the 1 minute. I'm just going to get a cold drink. I'll be super quick. I won't even use the restroom. Just for you guys. That's for OnlyFans later. Well, okay. Whoa, Crypto Cabbage. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on now. Do you believe in the Max Payne theory? Yeah, always. I do. I think there's a lot to it. Where's Max Payne right now? I honestly don't know. I think that's a very reasonable theory, though. I don't know off the top of my head where that is. Oh, by the way, I said I was going to look at the RSI on the daily, so that's super. Max Payne's 100K. Okay. Okay. It's $1 million, Jack. Come on. Oh, that's the breakdown. Max Payne's 47. That's awesome. That's really funny. And the monthly closed literally at 47. So that screwed like everybody. King Jarek. Are you talking about that's the end of the next month or the end of this month? Like the month that's just closing out now, that's the Max Payne scenario, or 30 days from now? By the way, chat, this is the RSI triangle I suspect he was just talking about with the retest and the breakdown. Track name, this is Dam 128. And it is now in the chat. There you go. RSI is garbage. Yeah, I don't use it a whole lot, but I mean, I don't hate on people who do. Some people do really well with that. Somebody asked me to pull it up. There you go. You see it. Now you understand what he was talking about. You're on the same page. Whether you use it or not, it's completely up to you. You have visually seen it. Monthly MACD, okay? Yeah, this is Dave the Waves. This is his big strategy. Right? Wait, what am I? Did I do something wrong? This is not what his MACD looks like. There's got to be a different MACD. Maybe not. That's the built-in one. What am I? Did I get a different one? Hold on, I'll pull it up. I'll show you what his looks like. Go. All right, so I'll read you his little caption here. Finally, the MACD bearish cross on the monthly, significant insofar as it signals a shift of momentum on the medium time frame. So this was his with his oscillators. He has LMAC. Oh, LMACD. That's what you were saying with the log. Ah, yeah. That matches exactly what he got. Okay, I see. So he's using this as kind of his medium time frame. Hey, it's time to sell. You know, is what it is. I think it's always important to take the OG's advice, or at least listen to it, right? You don't have to follow it. You don't have to believe it, whatever. I don't care what you do. But when an OG speaks and they've been around multiple cycles and they've survived longer than you, maybe listen to that. That's all I'm saying. Can you back test the metric? Yeah, let me throw the BLX on. All right, here's the BLX. So let's see. Like it would put us about right here. Just like that. Big sell off, tell you to buy here. Tell you to sell here. Tell you to buy where? There. Sell there. Then buy there. Sell now. So the BLX doesn't show the most recent little that because the BLX is a day behind. It's always the daily close, right? So tomorrow it'll update and it'll look like this. It'll have like the new little red MACD. That's interesting. This looks like that first little double pump. I mean, maybe. That's a little kind of hopium-ish though, because that was a big blow off top with a reversal, and then this month like was equal to the prior all-time high essentially. And we're not even, I mean, log is on so it looks like it, but we're not even close. There's a big gap between 51 and 64, you know, 20% or more. So maybe if it kind of feels like a stretch though, if I'm being honest. XRP BTC, okay. Got it. Crossed it. No problem. Not a terrible little indicator though. I've never used LMACD. I've always paid attention to Dave the Way, but it never clicked that he was using log MACD. So that's what's cool about this stream, is that I actually learned from your questions and stuff that you make me like pull up or ask me to pull up. I learned so much stuff I never would have found out. I never would have just pulled up LMACD. In fact, we're gonna leave that. I think that's pretty cool. Now you know. Today I learned. All right, so we just got tipped to look up XRP BTC. Oh, and you're always redeeming stuff. Ugh. Yeah, you guys are right. I mean, it's not like a 100% deal. Sharing what I read. Suck an ad. Suck it. All right, let us look at XRP. Nope. XRP booty. XRP booty. Ripple booty. All right, let's see what we got. Oh my god. Okay, we've probably talked about this before. Oh yeah. It's because it's over here. Yeah, here we go. So on the daily, there's this downtrend that goes back for forever. And it's like a point of reversal. And I don't know why. I don't get it. I'm not like some expert on this. But it's just something that's got my attention. Now, horizontal wise, There's all kinds of stuff too, right? But if I kind of look at more recent activity, just kind of the past month or so, that doesn't look too bad. That doesn't look too bad. Of course, it could always just be a little fake out pump and then continue to bleed out to new lows. Or like this is the tricky part of the market. We're past like easy longs and diamond hands and stuff like that. It's all, everything from here on out is either or. Question is, are we gonna do pump, bleed out? Or is this pump to the moon? Break the downtrend and everything's good. Everyone gets girlfriends, you know, one of these pumps. I have no idea. I have no idea. This is a very odd pattern. This in a bubble would be very bullish. This little W bottom, but it looks like it played out and then we're on to whatever the next move is. Sideways is always a sign of accumulation. So I don't hate that. The fact that it broke up and then found support on the 20-day, I don't hate that at all. I think that's completely like a reasonable thing to get excited about. But I don't have a high degree of confidence in the whole market, at least not yet. So would I want to be long something like this? I don't know. Probably not. Yeah, and then on the dollar pair, you just have this downtrend that's the price's dad. It won't let him do anything fun. Go to your room, go do your homework. Suck. Just because the moving average is pointing up doesn't mean we're not one nuke away, you know, from revisiting the lows. Actually, so this is one of my conspiracy theories. You know how all the alts are just going, they're just full sending it. And everyone's like super excited and, you know, millionaires from their NFTs and like pictures of booties and stuff, whatever. So tiring. I'm wondering if this is setting up for a colossal pullback. Like, so using XRP as an example, what if this is a big pullback, something like this? And not saying it can't go on to make new highs and stuff like that. Hello Barrows. What's up, Poll Tax? How you doing, buddy? Well, what if it's a setup for something like this? More kind of bear market BS stuff. So everybody's excited. This, you know, price went up only. Yay, we're going to the moon. And then what if we suddenly wake up to 60% retracements for alts, for multiple alts? Ready for that? You ready for it? If you're not, you should be. You always got to look at the worst case scenario of this stuff, because I guarantee you, you are no different than the guy who looked at this XRP breakout and this consolidation. Like, look at this. Hold on. Let me make my point here. Okay, so this is the price action from 2018, right? Tell me you're any different. Tell me you're any different. Big sweaty pump, downtrend, consolidation, breakout, consolidation. Big pump, downtrend, breakout, consolidation. There's literally no difference. Okay, so even though you're sitting there looking at the upside, you gotta like constantly remind yourself, when you look back at these charts that just are nothing but pain, remind yourself, I'm actually no different than the people who were trading back then. I'm not smarter than them. I don't know more than them. I don't manage my emotions any differently than they did. And every one of them got straight jebaited right down to Goblin Town. Look how painful that is. That's not just a straight nuke. Ugh. Ugh. All right. then we're moving into 2018, 2019, whatever. So, but you get my point, right? Yes, I understand that we broke from a downtrend. I get it. Yes, I see we're consolidating. I get it. Yes, I see that Bitcoin dominance is falling almost to its historic lows. I get it. But all these things were true back in here too. That's all I'm trying to say. So and again, I know sometimes I come off as being like kind of bearish in environments like this when we don't have like crystal clear risk-free longs. I have a buddy of mine who gives me a hard time about that. Like if I don't see an easy long, then I would rather not do it. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly right, because I don't want to get jebaited and rugged. But I feel like if I don't warn you, no one will. So just take it from me. I've been through a couple cycles. It's not always like this. In a bull market, it is. But if Bitcoin starts breaking down, you can bet your ass we're coming right back down here, baby. Let's go. This time's different though. Yes. Yes. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Good call, chat. Good call. All you do is short and make money. I'd prefer to sit in cash and long support. Look for a strong sign of support. That's it, as long as it coincides with Bitcoin finding support as well. Like, I want both those things to work. Yeah, but volcano power. Yeah, no, you got me. That is the trump card. There's nothing I can say. You win. Chat wins. In stream. Shut it down. Plus, where are you going to short in the US? Yeah. What am I going to use? Kraken? I'm going to tell Kraken I got a $10 million net worth. And just short it to the ground? Yeah, okay. Okay. Alright, so we looked at XRP because somebody paid us to. And somebody else wanted us to see how our Atom prediction from last stream played out. And I have no idea, so we're going to look. So last stream would have been like 2 days ago. That's funny. We talked about how there's this upper trend line where price always rolls over. You buy, you sell, you buy, you sell, you buy, you sell, you buy, you sell. Right? I didn't adjust this or anything, and look, this was yesterday. That's pretty funny. So is it going to continue? So yeah, sometimes there's a little bit of momentum to bring it up. Like you see this historically. But the general rule is you should be looking for your exits if you haven't already. So I will be a Atom Bitcoin buyer back down in here at some point. All right. You see Wyckoff in that? No, I've never seen Wyckoff in a Bitcoin pair chart. So even if there's like little parts that might be construed as like, you know, like a spring or whatever, I have never ever seen a Bitcoin pair Wyckoff chart that actually went on to play out. It always was just like, oh, that was actually just close. It just kind of looked like it. I wanted to go over a couple other things too, real quick. You know what actually encouraged me to get out of my longs and to keep my stops really tight was the fact that when Bitcoin broke up, MicroStrategy on the traditional markets actually drops like 3%. So someone was selling into the bullishness of Bitcoin, which was crazy to me. So let me see if I can show you guys this, because this, I'm telling you, this encouraged me to get out of my position. So Bitcoin went from like 46 to 49. No. Sorry. I thought I had it on the hourly. I had it on the 4 hour. They're not going to show up the same because they're not. One is a traditional market and one is a crypto market, and the times are different. Let me line these up real quick. I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is so funny. I have to cram 24 hours worth of trading, which is all this, into several 8-hour periods of trading. But okay. This breakup right here.
Hey, can you take a look at Hex?
Okay, we'll look at Hex. One time, and then we're banning you. The best I can do. Best I can do. That's it. Yeah, and just, this is my PSA that Hex is a scam. So this move to this move correlated with 10 a.m. on the 31st. This. So look at this impulse. It's like a 3%, 4% impulse right here. And that was during this period. You see how if this truly was some big bullish breakout, MicroStrategy would have mooned with it. And not only that, if I pull up Coinbase did the same thing. They sold off during that move to the upside. So that actually spooked me even more out of any other positions that I'd left open. Out. So just FYI, it's not always a terrible idea to keep your eye on what traditional markets are doing. What did GBTC did? It did the same thing. So on the 30th at 10 a.m., it had a little bit of a move and went 38 to 39. It was about a 1% move, but that was kind of all it did. But now look at it. Clearly back in this little consolidation range under this level, this key level where prices rotated a number of times. Back under it for the umpteenth time. You could argue that this is some kind of diamond formation. This is like a type of consolidation before a market decision is actually made. You know, so say Bitcoin just moons, like meme moons, the diamond could break up, and that's fine. That is like completely reasonable. You would take new longs and everything. But what it told me was that the traditional market is not convinced, and everyone seems like they're kind of playing it safe right now. So I would be best suited to not follow their lead, to not like chase Bitcoin's pump. I mean, all right, let's look at freaking Hex. Damn it! I was gonna say it's not pulling up, but it like ignored everything else I did. Sexy Hexy. All right, on Uniswap. Chat, listen to me. Listen very closely. No matter what the chart looks like, it's a scam. Don't buy it. The end. Okay, that's it. Yeah, the numbers started low, and then they went up, and that's pretty good. Yeah, it's like about an 80x. So it's about it's like the scam equivalent of Sol. If I was like trying to put scam versus non-scam, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. That's about, I like held it in as long as I could. There you go. Done. Thank you for your money. Mods, please ban that man. Thank you. Thank you. Please ban him. Thank you. And the ban hammer. VIX. Still doing its little compression at the lows thing. We are watching this. One thing I've noticed that VIX loves to do is moon on a Thursday and get its head chopped back off on a Friday. So that's pretty funny. Somebody on Twitter showed me that. Made me laugh. UVXY, same deal. You want to not take any longs until you have a high confidence in VIX. You still look at Bitfinex long and shorts? Yeah, I do. I have it pulled up. By the way, gold. How did it close out? So gold had a really rough morning with all of this. So gold is also showing weakness. Not just Bitcoin, but gold too, which is funny to me. Silver, just kind of memeing around. Potentially an inverted head and shoulders at play. What about gold? Gold's just kind of doing that. It's gold thing. Go sideways. Copper is interesting. Copper is very interesting to me because it formed this gigantic head and shoulders, which had a really low target, like way down here. And I don't know if this is just some kind of retest, or it actually sends it, or if this is a real deal reversal. Hey, because now you have like a full-on head and shoulders with some kind of reversal. I think this may be the start of an actual move to the upside, because you're back in the trade range, right? So no matter whether you break up and then come back, you would always bet on the other side, right? So at minimum, you would bet on a visit to here, and then that blows up the whole head and shoulders thing. So this is kind of interesting. We'll see. Uranium, what's that 436. Pretty clear little double bottom across a couple months. I don't hate that. High time frame for uranium is a Wyckoff accumulation. If I could do like a little genie nod or wiggle my nose or whatever it is that genies do and get something to happen that I really want, is a retest of this level. So if uranium can come down, which is like quad U, it can come down with the retest here. This is where I would generational long at like 375 or less. And it would also show really nice support with the breakup. Otherwise, you know, I'm not really sure what's going on here. Maybe this is just some kind of consolidation flag, and it's eventually going to break to the upside. I don't know, but I'll keep my eye on it. It's interesting. With like $200 set at 365, dude, I'll go hard. I'll go like 5-figure hard. Just load up, just leave it there. A lot of the energy stuff went up. You can see all this. DNN, UR, energy. I think anything energy related is likely going to go up. That's kind of my read. Ooh, Nexa. This little trend retest. Pretty good. Oh, it was already, that was like 20% though. Nice breakout trade for Global Atomic. You can just visually see it right there. Pretty good. Little double bottom. I like that trade. Yeah, that's nice. Goes to the short list. We're gonna move that guy up. Oh, look at Biogen. We talked about this forever ago. Look how this played out.
Sorry, just got here. Have you given thoughts on ETH versus BTC? Also, can you look at Atom and or DOT?
So yes, we looked at Atom. Yes, we looked at ETH. Yes, we looked at BTC. Because you just tipped, I appreciate the tip. Thanks for all the follows and tips and all the stuff, guys. But let me pull up FBTC. There we go. The FBTC, we measured it a couple different ways, and the measured move is about 0.083. The point I did make though is that Bitcoin looks like it's on the verge of breaking down. In the way you can kind of like rectify Bitcoin breaking down with Ethereum Bitcoin breaking up is you got to remember that Ethereum Bitcoin is just the price in dollars of Ethereum divided by the price in dollars of Bitcoin, right? So if Ethereum drops a little, but Bitcoin drops harder, then that will make the ratio go way up. So this is one way, that you could see this measured move hitting it. Now, in a bullish scenario, everything goes up, but then this alt goes faster, like goes up faster than Bitcoin. But as we are looking at some of the low time frame stuff on Bitcoin, it does look like it's breaking down from all these various levels of support. So if it just continues trending down, maybe that's how you kind of like connect the dots. You know what I mean? What's the other thing you asked about? You asked for Atom. Atom on the Bitcoin pair. This is what we looked at. How it's got there's this level. It's about like 0.0005 and 0.0025. right? So this is where you'd sell, this is where you buy, blah, 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 blah. And we just hit that level. Now I've had this forever, right? I've been streaming for a year. This level has been up for probably half that or more. So it's not like I just threw this up. Look, we hit that and that in the times that I've had this channel up. So pretty crazy. Dot was the other one. Oh yeah. Okay, let me look at Dot. Dot was another one I got shaken out of before it just full sent it. That was really annoying. So Dot is back in this trade range. Big move to the upside right there. As long as this can hold, I would expect no less than a retest. But like we treat any other trade range, a break into the trade range would likely suggest a visit to the other side, right? I mean, that's the trade. The way this would not happen is if a trade range retest, which is like very common, if the retest fails and we fall back below and it ends up being something like a head and shoulders, right? Oh, it was actually a head and shoulders. Here's your neckline, and then it breaks down. So something like that. So keep your eye on it. If it can hold the retest, buy the lows, what is that, 28.29, and then your target's like 40s. Pretty good. As a percent, that's a good trade. Now, the Bitcoin pair has also has a channel where there's this, it's not as clean as some of the other stuff we've seen, but it's still here. There's a level where you were rewarded for selling, buying, selling, buying, selling. Whoa, and then things got crazy. This is where Bitcoin hit its top. Everything went nuts. You can see there's a big exit pump. And then after that, the whales didn't care what happened. Go after yourself. Haha. We had the downtrend break to the upside. Now we're retesting from the bottom. If we can get back into it, that's a really clean trade from one end to the other. I like that. But while it's kind of on the bottom side, I don't love it. Let me see if I could play with it and maybe justify it actually being in it. I kind of like it. I think this secondary level is important. I think we need to have this shown. See all these little retests. But it is new to this, to like this half of all this price action. Kind of like it. So then in this case, your target would be 0008. Got another 20% versus Bitcoin. I don't hate it. All comes down to Bitcoin. All comes down to Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin going to do? Is it going to scare everybody? What's it going to do? Down 40%, what, from the highs? Yeah, currently at 37% from the highs. You sold all your soul at $70. Oh, dude, you didn't know it was going to go to $120 in like 30 days? How stupid are you? Dude, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad about that at all. Oh, the shorts. Yeah. Do you ever think Ethereum flips Bitcoin's in market cap? No, I don't. Not ever. You know what's funny too is all the ETH maxis are, they talk about that, right? Market cap flipping. But now they're burning like all their ETH. You know, like that's part of the deal with this new update. They're burning it. So their market cap literally every day goes down. Now, I mean, it will eventually. right now there's enough being released that the burning is there. It's like close to break even or whatever, but it's actually pretty funny. Yeah, 65 to 120 in 5 days. Yeah, how did you, come on, dude, how stupid are you? How'd you not know that? Now, anybody who talks like that or tries to shame you for missing a move or missing the last part of a move, dude, screw that. All right, Bitfinex longs. These guys Chad longed the bottom, and hold on. Let's show this because you can't quite understand until you see it. Can't appreciate it. So up here we have Bitcoin longs, as shown on Bitfinex. Oh my god. Oh man. All right, and then we have Bitcoin, the price down at the bottom. Okay, so here's the big breakdown. When Bitcoin fell from 60,000 roughly down to 30, okay, it was like in a week. That was a very scary time. A lot of people got wrecked, all that. What happened during that time with margin positions? Well, what you'll see is longs dropped preceding the move. You see this during this right here? Longs dropped hard. Shorts didn't really pick up, but they got out of the way. Oh, this is on the 1 hour. I was wondering why this looked. There we go. Okay. Consolidation, breakdown. Big moves, like about 60K to 30K. What happened at the time? You can see as my cursor's moving around, you can see a little bit of short increase, a lot of long decreases, right? This is like a significant amount, statistically significant, about 20% of all longs closed on Bitfinex. Why are we talking about Bitfinex specifically? Because Bitfinex is referred to as the top tier of margin traders. All through each cycle, there's like different areas where like, okay, retail trades there, the OG whales trade there, the guys somewhere in the middle are over there. The OG traders are on Bitfinex most of the time. So it's very interesting to analyze what they do to see if we can get any kind of alpha, any kind of edge. So let's look through it. All throughout this low trade range, Bitcoin's trade range, you can see that shorts piled on and then gave it up, and they would like, oops, did something, I did a bad thing. There we go. Back to ADA. TradingView hates me. We're back to the 1 hour. Oh my god, chat. I'm sorry. There we go. Pro streamer. There we go. Hey, pro streamer. Okay. Big shorts, big impulse to the upside, while price was memeing around between 30 and 40,000. So that's very interesting to me. They tried. They thought this thing was going to nuke. Hell, I thought so too. So some of the OGs of the OGs took 3 big swings at it. They swung for the fence and none of them connected. Okay, so then they just gave it up. And at the same time, they had big hedges. As price fell, the longs picked up and the longs stayed up until price started driving to the upside. We've actually seen about half of all the longs that opened up. So what is this? 28,000 in longs. How many have closed? 17,000. So over half of the longs that opened up during these lows have closed out. And the shorts are not interested in playing ball, so they're not jumping in. Shorts have no interest in playing. Interesting stuff. Very interesting. We have a fresh low with shorts. Longs are closing out. Bitcoin's potentially breaking down. All very interesting stuff. The bears are dead. Yeah, on Bitfinex, at least they're not looking for any more blood. So it would seem. What do you... All right, poll time, guys. Hold on. How do I do this? Flash poll. Did it work? Did. Okay. What will Bitcoin do next? Moon it? What do you guys think? Moon, nuke, or question mark? If the chart looks like death, it's probably bullish. Dude, I know. That's where I'm at too. Like, I'm like, hold on. I mean, really, it's bearish. Like, just if I take all the metrics at face value, it's probably bearish. Therefore, I've been conditioned to see bearish things and think 42.5 then moon. I don't hate that. Right? We talked about all the different things, all the different levels of support down at the 42s. That's how the stream started off. Honestly, with the NFT hype, I think people forgot about Bitcoin. Dr. P, what's up, dude? I'm wondering if it just straight sends it. Okay. Alright. We need to ban Dr. P. Hey, where do I see... Is it Bybit? Where you see all the markets? Here we go. I want to see all the funding rate. Okay, here's all the funding rates right now, guys. I like to look at this every now and then. Let's focus on Bitcoin specifically. With this first line. People are tripping over themselves to hold these positions. Binance, OKEx, Huobi, Bybit, FTX, Gate, BitGet, everybody is long. Right? Am I reading that right? Is this saying everybody's long? Or do I have it the opposite? See, what throws me is the color. Yeah, okay. Because the funding is showing you that the longs are stacked. Like, no one believes we're going down, so they're stacked and prepared for a move to the upside. You can interpret that as being bearish, and that, if I understand this right, if I'm reading this right in chat, you're here to tell me this. If you would interpret it in that way, what that means is that the crowded trade is a long, is betting on the upside. So they are most at risk for a rug pull. And this site, Bybit, is helping you interpret that as being completely like bearish. So they're color coding it for you to match like, hey, everyone's bullish, so this is actually a bearish indicator, that kind of thing. So I guess at a glance, you're supposed to see like, oh no, I should short. A lot of greed. Yeah, it's in fact, if you do crypto fear and greed index, you think people are scared right now? Nope. God, get out of here. Three months. We went from we're all gonna die to the cockiest. Dude, I don't know if you're anything like me, but there are some of the cockiest bulls. Like perma bulls, didn't sell the top, none, you know, didn't do anything, just riding it out. And it's not even people I know. It's just they pop up on my timeline or Twitter or whatever is like recommending them to me, and they're just like, oh, we're going to the moon, easy trade. Ugh. Yeah, the up only bulls, dude. I can't stand up only because I can't trade it, and I'll tell you that all day. I cannot trade up only. I like if it's an irregular market, I'm the worst. I'm terrible. Anyway, missed gains is greater than losing money. Yeah, that's my view. But you know what? I was watching up only, and Ledger polled his audience. This is like months ago, and he said, "Would you guys?" And he polled his like professional trade group running guys too that were there live with him, and he said, "Would you guys rather miss a trade?" Like, oh, yeah, I can't focus. He said, "Would you guys rather? What would be worse to you guys, missing a trade or taking a trade and losing money?" And every one of his guests, which are like, you know, 7-figure, 8-figure trader guys, every one of them said, "Oh, by far, I would rather take the trade and lose than not take the trade." And I was like, "Whoa, that is very much super different." Like, I don't resonate with that at all. I'd rather just sit on the sideline and let you guys play. Yeah, Barrow, you bet, bud. There's all kinds of cool stuff you can do with TradingView. I love TradingView. There's an ellipse. So if you're like real serious about it, you can do stuff like this. And then you can combine it with the moon cycles and kidding. I think they meant miss a good trade, not miss any trade. Yeah, but like, okay, I missed the NFT hype, and I'm not gonna lose any sleep over that. I could have made a gajillion dollars, but I could have lost a gajillion dollars. So like, I don't care. You know, like that doesn't. I guess I'm just boring in that way. I want like the really low risk trades, not the super high risk, low hit rate, gambly trades. I don't know. You holding backs, dude? I've got Litecoin from a year and a half ago. I've got Bitcoin from forever ago. I got all kinds of stuff, but that's like I tuck that in a bag, and no matter what, I don't touch it. And that's over like in the, you know, like where I am not going to screw with it. It's not on an exchange, that kind of stuff. That's how I do it. They sold NFTs for 1 Solana, and now it's 150. Damn, dude. Get that out of here. You think maybe ETH is doing a YCOP distribution? So iStarter, what you'd watch for there is on a macro time frame. You zoom it out to like the 4 hour. Is this, see this level I highlighted? This neckline? If we lose that, then it is very possible that we end up making some kind of YCOP distribution top. No, I'm not calling for that. I don't see that yet. In fact, what you'll learn about me is when you see a YCOP top, or when I see a YCOP top, I typically won't even say anything about it until the breakdown. And then like on the reaction to the breakdown, because that is a sign of weakness throughout the entire structure. Other traders will be like, oh, that was a rising wedge. Oh, it was a channel that broke down, whatever. But like you'll see me kind of paint it out, but I won't necessarily like really believe in it or talk about it or whatever until that breakdown. So same rules with Ethereum. Yes, I acknowledge that it's a possibility, but I'm not going to get serious about it at all until there's a big breakdown. Something like that. Otherwise, you're just like, you're chasing your tail and there's no sense in really going for it. Like you could have just longed and made a gajillion dollars rather than like what ifing yourself to death, right? Probably more like that. Range breakouts look like Wyckoff distro till they break down. Yeah. Right. So a lot of times you'll see, and it's good to identify, like, hey, this might turn into Wyckoff, but how that should affect you is, all right, I'm going to long the breakout, like, assuming this looks really bullish on whatever indicators you look at, other metrics. I'm going to long the breakout, but I'm not going to play games if this pulls back. Like, I'm not even going to think twice. I'm going to hammer the sell button and get out of the way of whatever free fall might be coming, because it might go from range highs to lows in a couple days, right? So that would be like 15-20% if it pulled something like that. So use it as at least a type of caution. Is it in the U tab? Maybe. That's what I'm saying. Look for, if there's a breakdown, then you can get serious about it, but I wouldn't just like jump on that immediately. That 100K Litecoin bar, it's secretly still loaded. Dude, Charlie wants me to buy more stuff from him. You think I should? I'll show you what he wants me to buy. I'm on the fence. I'm pulling up that. Pretty cool. So it's a 10 coin set. The times, like with each coin's individual. The pizza, the Bitcoin pizza. Silk Road, you know, go to the moon, the first halving, the Mount Gox rally. Who was Satoshi? There was like a big hunt back in 2014. Digital gold when they got the commodity status. The XO 1 exahash for the first time. All-time highs in 2017. And then Bitcoin Unchained. Pretty cool. Yeah, Charlie's awesome. He has one of these sets, though. He wants me to buy from him. I don't know. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should or if I should be waiting for Bitcoin to do whatever it's going to do and then do it. I just don't. Well, Mod said to do it, so I guess I have to. I feel like I got my finger on the trigger to sell for traditional markets and crypto right now, and it's very anxiety inducing. Hey, well, everything else in the world is great, dude. So what's a little anxiety for you? You know? Come on. What do you think about Plan B? I don't agree with it. In fact, Plan B, he's come out too, and he said that his stuff, it's based on assumptions that aren't accurate. But hey, the price action kind of matches up, so why not? Like, that's his take. And I'm with him to a point, but I'm not going to use it as like the holy grail where it's like, oh, well, that means 5 years from now, using Plan B's metric, it will 100% be blah, blah, blah. So I don't think it'll be like that. No, okay, look, so Plan B and his stock to flow, whatever. Stock to flow. Bitcoin. Bad. So we should be, according to stock to flow, in the 80K range using this setup. There's actually a couple ways to do it. But remember back when we were in like 29K, he was calling for 80K right before that breakdown. So Plan B was one of the guys because he's like, if you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail kind of thing. Like when we were looking at Wyckoff saying, hey, we need to pump the brakes, I think the whales are getting out. He was like counter trading anyone who talked like that. No, that's stupid. Willy Woo, all the on-chain guys were with them. There was just a big circle jerk, and they're all talking about how no, we're gonna go to 100K. Look, stock to flow says it. Blah blah blah. And we fell to 29. So maybe over time it like proves up, maybe, but we ain't there yet. Like step at a time kind of deal. Step at a time. He's the one who said TA's voodoo. Yeah, he did. He said that this is Plan B. When I tried to talk to him about Wyckoff and like what it would mean and what it could point to and blah blah blah, and he said, "Can I pull up Wyckoff as an indicator on TradingView?" And I said, "No, you can't." And he said, "Then I don't trust it." What do you mean? He goes, "Because I can't backtest it quickly." I said, "Yeah, but that doesn't make it where it doesn't work." And he says, "Well, that's just how I look at things." Okay. Okay. Pentago, what are you saying? Oh, Charlie saying that TA's voodoo? Yeah. So Charlie agreed, but that I think what Josh is referencing was from Plan B, because that was from our discussion. Charlie doesn't like TA, which is funny to me. What's up, Joseph? I would have thought an engineer from Google, you know, create your own coin, blah blah blah. I would have thought you would have some form of TA that you use cycle to cycle. He does not. He does not. He just kind of like number go up, who cares? So in fact, that's why he wants to sell stuff to me. He's hungry for Bitcoin. Like he can never get enough Bitcoin. Anyway, what else, guys? What else you got? What do I need to look at? Raw dogging it. Exactly. Is that a red flag for Litecoin? Dude, he owns no Litecoin. In fact, when I buy stuff from him, like several of my collectibles that I've kind of gone over, you know, through the months and years with you guys, several of them are straight from Charlie Lee himself, and he will only take Bitcoin. He does not want Litecoin. He's said that from the beginning. Like if a coin relies on me to support it, I want nothing to do with it. That's his whole deal. Bored of fishing, want to go long, but nothing's worth buying. Yeah, I feel you, dude. Hey, marble. Is there really a marble, or are you just memeing? Marble Financial, you got it. Well, Mr. Pantalga. Ooh. This looks like if you just put up a white canvas and dip your paintbrush in some ink and you just fling it. You get like the greens and then you dip it in the reds and you fling it the other way. This is what you'd come out with. Mount Goxgood is still here. Yeah, Jackson Pollock, there you go. So the Mount Gox guy is here, and he's in several of our streams off and on, dude. What's funny is he doesn't want a live interview. I wanted to interview him, but respectfully, he's like, I don't want to get sued, because if I say something stupid or whatever, Mark will sue me. Like, I'll get sued and we'll get into it, and I don't want that. So that's reasonable. That's reasonable. Did he send evidence? Yeah. So he sent me his severance letter. That was attorney prepared with all the jargon and everything. And it was like all of his, like what they gave him to go away, basically. So he like do a pre-recorded one with editing. I'll ask him. I think it'd be awesome. Yeah, he's in our Discord though, which is like a really nice segue. Thank you, Naga. If you do !! Discord, we have a free Discord. A lot of people hang out there. We got all kinds of good traders. That's my favorite part of my Discord, of our Discord. I don't know why I said of our Discord, is the fact that it's not just like the Jack show and like, hey, Jack, tell us this or that or whatever. There's a lot of good alpha in there. even when I'm not there, and I'm not there all the time because I got, I don't know life streaming or charts or whatever, but there are people who do, and they're usually pretty quick to be like, hey, Soul is breaking out, or this is happening, or that's happening, or whatever. So feel free to come by anytime. Glad to have you. Okay, guys. I guess I'm gonna end it. We'll keep your eyes open. Watch for this downtrend break. Again, take this very, very serious. If we get a nice break to the upside, this little double bottom, or even like a macro double bottom, whatever, this would be a really good case for macro reaccumulation. I had to think of the right word. Reaccumulation. So break down would be bearish confirmation. Break up would be a very strong case for reaccumulation. And in that case, probably watch Bitcoin dominance for whether you should be in alts versus Bitcoin. And at some point, for God's sake, get out of your alts, get back into Bitcoin, and ride the Bitcoin leg up. That would be the bullish deal. I'm just some jackass. I am a nobody. Just doing my best.